public to be physically present. Members of the public that attend will be asked to follow the same procedures as all visitors to our schools. Those procedures can be found in the agenda page of our website. Additionally, the board meeting will be live streamed for viewing purposes only. Anyone wishing to view the meeting may do so at Zoom. The webinar ID for this meeting is 879-7130-0993, and the required password is 984690. Call to order at 7 o'clock this evening. Roll call, please.
Thank you, Mr. De Silva. Mr. Copeland?
Here.
Ms. Avaniero?
Here.
Mr. Denise?
Here.
Mr. Gallo?
Here.
Mr. News?
Here.
Mr. Kuzmarski?
Here.
Ms. Jansen? Dr. Morthy? And Mr. De Silva.
Here. Adequate notice of agenda for this meeting has been provided to the Ridgewood News and the record specifying that the Mahwah Board of Education will meet on September 17th, 2025 in the administrative offices, 60 Ridge Road, Mahwah, New Jersey. A copy was filed with the Township Clerk. Mr. Copeland, will you read the suit, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. De Silva, I apologize. I forgot to read the student reps in the roll call. Student rep Ms. Pardo?
Here.
And Mr. Mueller?
Here. Agenda questions. Please limit your questions at this time to resolutions under new business on this agenda. As a matter of fairness, you're asked to limit your questions to no more than one and your remarks to no longer than 3 minutes. If you're here representing a group, please identify yourself, the group, and your position in the group. If you're here as an individual, please give us your name and address. This section of public participation will be limited to 15 minutes. Please specify the resolution that you're referring to in your question. We have a motion to open. Mr. Gallo, second by Mr. Copeland. We are open to the public at 7:02. Seeing no one, I'll entertain a motion to close. Mr. Kuzmarski, followed by Mr. Hughes. We're closed at 7:02. Our student representatives, our first meeting with our student representatives tonight. So we have Mr. Nick Muley and Grace Pardo. You guys have a report for us?
Yeah, we do.
Fantastic.
So starting off first, we have the marching band. They had their first show at Sparta High School last Saturday, the 13th. They won second in U.S. Bands Group 2, and they also won Best Musical Effects and Visual Effects and Musical Ensemble. Teachers have kicked off the school year and started talking to us about the dual enrollment courses we have to offer at the high school and encouraging us to get the credits for college. After that, our fall sports have gone off to a really good start. Boys soccer just beat our rival Ramsey. Next Saturday, the 27th, is the first home football game. We're very excited for that. Last Thursday, we had our back to school night. It was definitely a success. Mahwah Day is coming up this Saturday, and we have a lot of clubs and activities that have booths there, so we're very excited for that as well. And lastly, next Wednesday is our club fair during lunch in the back courtyard.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you for the report. And you guys are welcome to hang out for the rest of the meeting if you really want to.
Great.
You can take off.
Thank you so much.
Have a good evening. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Take care, guys.
Thank you.
All right, superintendent's report. Dr. Kuturo, what you got for us?
I have so much. I feel like this is the 12th time we're presenting, but it's going to be the best time, I promise.
Every time's the best.
Oh, thank you, Mr. De Silva. First and foremost, I want to thank the administrative team for being present. The presentation we're about to share with you is the result of a tremendous amount of work on their part, as well as the staff across the district. So hopefully everyone here is as proud as I am for what we're about to take on. As you all know, if you've been at the 5 of the 6 back to school nights, we've been talking about our strategic plan. I've been trying to keep it concise. Some schools yes, some schools no. I'm going to do my best to keep it concise today. I'm not going to give you a time amount or a time allotment. So if by chance, I'm going to work, that doesn't work, so let's just do that. Before I get started on our new strategic plan, allow me just a couple moments to talk about our previous strategic plan. Everybody here had the opportunity to experience our end of the year strategic plan presentation, so I'm not going to be as detailed as we were last year, but it's worth giving you a little bit of an oversight of the work that was done from 2020 to 2025. As you all know, we broke the strategic plan into 4 frames. One is curriculum and instruction, and within the curriculum and instruction frame, we had a laundry list of accomplishments that we were able to reach between 2020 and 2025. Just some of the ones that I want to bring to your attention. Most recently, we have a new math curriculum, K through 5. We also have a new science curriculum for Joyce Kilmer School. We also have an enhanced dual enrollment at the high school, and that's really a point of pride to give our students an opportunity to continue to not only learn at a high level, but also have a good footing when they get into college. We've also engaged trade schools and created relationships with various trade schools. And as we all know, because we talk about it at most of our board meetings, our career pathways and our internships and externship program has been a point of success. We were able to showcase our progress bars, and as we all know, the work is never going to be done, but the work has been tremendous for our curriculum frame. For community connections, as we all know, in our strategic plan, or during our strategic plan meetings back in 2020, there was a large number of stakeholders talking about the importance of bringing the community and the schools together. Obviously, we're all in agreement about how important that is. So just some of the many accomplishments that we were able to really experience between 2020 and 2025 is our Thunderbird partnership. With our Thunderbird partnership, we have well over 200 partners across not only Mahwah, but across the state of New Jersey and over the border in New York. Within that Thunderbird partnership, we've been able to create internship and externship experiences for our high school students, and you guys all know the numbers. 3 years ago, there were 3. Last year, there was 25, and this year, 60 high school students were able to take part in internships and externship experiences. Also, we always receive feedback about our emails, and what we try to do at the elementary level, which I greatly appreciate, is our elementary team has been able to take on a platform called SMORE, which is more of a readable document, and this allows us to share all the information with our community. Also, social media, we standardize across all schools using Instagram, and it's a great way for us to celebrate the work that we have done. Again, the progress bars. Next is social emotional learning. We talked at length about this in the beginning in 2020 about the importance of really developing the social capacity of our students and understanding that it's important for us to work with them along the lines of all the different things that they come across in their schooling and even outside. Building friendships, overcoming adversity, really creating a sense of resilience and grit. And this is something that we've been focusing on throughout the past 5 years. In K-12, we've been doing PD across the district. We've been able to also add guidance counselors at the K-3 level, which I think is extremely important. Previously, we had social workers / guidance counselors 4 through 12, and we felt like we were missing a major part of our K-12 continuum. So adding the K-3 team is a point of pride for us. Last but certainly not least is our work on facilities. That's ongoing and will continue to be a point of focus for us. I'm extremely happy and proud that the Finance and Facilities Committees work in conjunction with our BA and our head of buildings and grounds in a very thoughtful manner. Created a roadmap for a lot of the different projects that we have across the district, whether it's HVAC, windows, roofs, paving. We've been able to connect with the town and work hand in hand with them on contract support. So these are things that we've done across the district, depending on the schools, depending on the work, but there's still a lot of work to be done. So those are some of the things that we talked about with finance and facilities. And last but not least, our JK Innovation Lab. Hopefully everyone has had a chance to see it. It's something that JK is utilizing and something that we continue to look forward to experiencing with our kids. Now, hopefully that was quick. Now is our new strategic plan for 2025 to 2030. It's very similar to our first strategic plan. We utilize the same model of building this plan. We ask community members to come in, on 3 separate meetings. First meeting, we talked about what are the points of pride and also what are the areas of focus. Second meeting, we talked about what do you really envision Mahwah looking like in 2030. And last meeting is let's start to create goals on how we're going to get there. There were a number of ideas that were gathered. What I was excited about is in the first strategic plan, there was one set of expectations. And then with this strategic plan, there was more of focusing on refining our approach across different fields. Things like identifying and developing student leaders. Things like continuing to evolve families and students in the educational program. Looking to develop our abstract thinkers. The third to last, I really appreciate. Yes, we're extremely proud of our Pathways program, but we also need to really challenge ourselves to say, that might be helpful for the students who are college bound, but what other pathways can we create for our non-college bound students? So I do truly appreciate that type of feedback from our community and our staff. And then last but not least is our state-of-the-art facilities. We talked at all the back-to-school nights except for Rampo Ridge about the need for continued work across our district, and that's just another example of what the community is asking for. As you can see, when you look at work that needs to be done in a school district, obviously we're going to continue to focus on our instruction. Obviously we're going to continue to work on connecting with our community because there's always opportunities that we can tap into. Social emotional learning will continue and really look to evolve that over time, and facilities is a goal that we're constantly reaching for. So what we're going to do now is we're going to invite up Ms. Kraft, our Director of Curriculum Instruction, to talk about the curriculum frames for our strategic plan. My time.
Good evening, everybody. So our overarching goal for curriculum and instruction is to foster intellectual curiosity and lifelong learning. Our first goal statement is to sustain programs and instructional experiences that challenge learners at all levels while developing 21st century skills. We're committed to facilitating an academic environment that encourages intellectual risk-taking. Moving forward, we'll continue to infuse inquiry-based learning experiences that foster critical thinking skills and empower students to promote their curiosities through project-based learning. For example, at Joyce Kilmer, this year is our first year of our expanded science curriculum. Over the course of the next 5 years, we will continue to work towards strengthening that inquiry-based work in the science classrooms and hypothesize ways about expanding those experiences at the K-3 level. Like our dual enrollment program, we're exploring ways to ensure that all students have access to our AP courses. In addition, we're looking to expand upon our potential offerings, such as offering AP Research and AP Seminar courses at Mahwah High School. We're thrilled with the number of students at Mahwah High School who were able to experience internship and externship opportunities, and we'll continue to explore and strengthen those programs. Our second goal is to increase connections with trade and vocational programs. Recognizing that trade and vocational schools are of interest to some of our students, we're working to strengthen our existing partnerships and build new connections with relevant programs. We're also committed to working with families and students about vocational training opportunities and career pathways. Our goal is to ensure that our students are fully prepared and informed about their options, while encouraging them to stay at Mahwah High School and take advantage of the diverse opportunities offered through our pathways. Bridging with Wings of Wellness, we are partnering to create opportunities that cultivate empathetic national and global citizens. Our world language courses foster connections with schools outside of New Jersey, broadening students' cultural awareness and communication skills. Students in our Gifted and Talented program participate in national competitions, showcasing their talents on a larger stage. Additionally, we are growing the Teams program to allow access for increased student participation and engagement. Our second goal is to expand the differentiated curriculum to support, challenge, and raise achievement for students at all learning levels by innovatively using technology and other tools such as AI on hands-on opportunities. So we're committed to leveraging technology and innovative tools, including AI, to create hands-on learning experiences that enhance student engagement and understanding. We're we're hoping to start an AI committee led by our newly appointed technology coach, Courtney Neglia. We're exploring reasonable and ethical ways for both our educators and students to integrate AI into teaching and learning. Our work will include developing resources and guidelines to support the effective and ethical use of AI in education. And to ground this work, Ms. Neglia and I are participating in multiple professional learning opportunities that will serve as a foundation for our efforts. And our last goal is implementing personalized learning and goal-setting plans to raise student abilities at all levels. We're implementing personalized learning and goal setting to support and elevate student achievement by using our data-driven instruction through MTSS framework, leveraging platforms like Linkit and iReady. We can tailor instruction to meet the needs of our individual students. Teachers are engaging in data chats with students to have meaningful conversations about their strengths and areas for growth. These discussions help our students develop personalized, goal-oriented plans focused on continuous improvement and growth. As student skills progress, we will regularly review and adjust the curriculum to ensure it remains aligned with their evolving academic needs. And next up, we have Dennis.
All right, good evening, everyone. So you can see here that the first goal of our flight calls, which we formally reference as our community connections frame, is to expand problem-based learning opportunities for all grade levels with connections to real-world problem solving. In our 2020-2025 Mahwah blueprint, there was obvious overlap amongst curriculum and instruction, social-emotional learning, and the community connections frame. As Mrs. Kraft has already shared, we will continue our ongoing commitment to sustain and enhance our internship and externship program. Over the course of its inception 4 years ago, we have steadily grown those student placements from 3 in our first year to 26 to 48, and that's recently grown this past summer to over 60 placements for our students, which we're really proud of. We know, though, that there are more opportunities ahead for our students in connecting our career pathways coursework to the practical application inside the internship or externship setting. We've also broadened our Thunderbird Partnership Program, inviting in over 200 local experts to contribute to our curriculum, finding ways to bring our curriculum to life and to supplement our academic and extracurricular programs. We've concentrated our efforts on orienting our new families as a district, making purposeful strides, as we've reported in previous presentations, in communicating with our diverse families, inclusive of implementing translation programs. And we've also realized through our work with the Mahwah Blueprint that we needed to make purposeful efforts to brand our thoughtful work, both as a district team and through the assistance of our communications consultant, which we've been able to achieve. So locally, as Dr. DeToro had referenced, we've streamlined social media posts and district-specific communications. We've also introduced the Thunderbird Times, which has been well received by Mahwah residents. On a grander scale, information about our programs has been published and showcased locally and nationally in educational magazines and shared through presentations from our teachers and administrators at educational conferences. So, with our 2025-2030 strategic plan, flight calls will work to extend upon these presented points of interest. Resoundingly, through our most recent strategic plan process, we heard from our stakeholders about the need to inform our consumer, both our families and our students themselves. And this made sense as we closed our last strategic plan self-reflected progress related to our second goal, knowing that we still had work to do in guiding families related to the educational experience. In the 5 years ahead, our flight calls are planned to be ongoing, to intentionally familiarize our school community about our vast instructional programs, but specifically how those resources can be accessed and when most strategically for our kids, for a more personalized career pathway trajectory for our students. In fact, we already know that Building Leadership is dedicated to meeting with every freshman student at Mahwah High School this school year to assist in this sort of personalized launch. To this end, we also plan on continuing to build our alumni network, tapping into alumni as resources to not only connect more regularly, but to utilize our former students' experiences to inform our future practices and programs. All of this work, we believe, will most definitively shape the evolving profile of a Mahwah graduate, a student who is ready for their future with confidence and purpose. Now, how do we look at all we have to offer our students and families to create a more customized flight path for a student's journey? You'll see here for our second goal, is to educate and engage the community at large to be a part of the flight alongside us. We understand that there's a lot to this that we will be able to contextualize over the next 5 school years. So we are moving from outreach and exposure of what the flight looks like to informing and understanding the flight's impact on our families and our students. We will continue to broaden and deepen programs that allow for this sort of connection, engaging and partnering with families, communicating regularly, and inviting our stakeholders to see our programs in action. And our task is now, how do we educate our families on how our programs can have a unique impact on each specific student and their futures, far beyond their experience here in Mahwah. We recognize our strength lies in partnership. Flight Calls promotes the engagement of families, fosters those opportunities to build community, and allows for students to explore with collaborative direction. And as I shared, there's a lot of overlap that goes with our curriculum and instruction, as well as our social emotional learning, which makes perfect sense why Flight Calls is right in the middle. So, Ms. Rizzo?
It's my pleasure this evening to update you all on our Wings of Wellness. Facilitating a growth mindset that empowers student success in a complex future. Carol Dweck in 2006, a psychologist, is accounted to have coined the phrase of growth mindset. The overarching growth mindset is essential to the Wings of Wellness. It is a belief that our abilities and talents can be developed and improved with learning, hard work, and dedication. Furthermore, that our qualities are changeable. Rather than allowing students to run from or avoid difficulty, we are invested in opportunities for students to see that in themselves and in maturity, they can learn with understanding that every experience they have is an opportunity for growth. Within our district, we're going to maintain the premise of the CASEL competencies, which are well known by all of our students and faculty. And in fact, our school-based opportunities will continue to grow our students' self-competency skills. With our SEL coaches, and additionally with our Director of School Counseling and Guidance, we have begun the process of creating a cohesive K-12 experience with grade level and school-to-school connections. We look forward to creating an opportunity where students can take risks and step outside of their comfort zone. Academic and social-emotional activities with additional and newer curriculum-based experiences are available in all grades, with teachers and co-curricular advisors ready to guide students to take the risk and experience something new. Working to have students try something new and experience an opportunity beyond the typical or traditional. Using our Thunderbird Partnership Program is a great example where exposure to different and new can take place in a supportive and caring environment. Developing grit, resilience, and perseverance. Through our strong connections with our students and families, while using the predictability of daily routines, we are creating the moments during which we praise students for the process taken to do and to learn. Our encouragement is rooted in realistic praise and support for efforts. To develop grit, resilience, and perseverance, students will have opportunities in and out of the classroom to learn that growth happens when we face and overcome the hardest part. Even when we think we failed, when we get back up and try it again. For our students, we want them to know that they may not be there yet, but they will get there. And lastly, encourage healthy nutrition and active movement, a form of self-care. A healthy body supports our students by providing mental clarity and energy needed to tackle challenges and remain engaged in learning. Healthy bodies are better equipped to handle stress, remain positive, and empowered by their self-care. Our physical education teachers, our health education program, our recess experiences, and extracurricular offerings are in line to support all of this wellness. 2025 to 2030 will emphasize creating opportunities for individuals to continuously adapt and respond with improvement. Up next is Dr. DeToro and our future-ready habitats.
I'm the last speaker, so I'll stay here. So for our world-class learning environments, we talked about this very briefly, and I talked about the importance of carrying it over from 2020, 2025 plan to the 2025 to 2030 plan. And as you notice up here, there's still work to be done along the lines of building and maintaining innovative spaces, as well as upgrading our facilities. As you all know, we just took part in a comprehensive facilities audit across all the buildings in the district. We used that as our roadmap and really start to tier and identify what are the...
Sorry.
Oh, I didn't even notice. Now I do. So we use those to prioritize what we need to address first, second, and obviously following that. But further, we also talked about the importance of going out to the community specific to a referendum. Obviously that work is starting and we're still in the beginning stages of it, but I just want to take a moment. I'm sure we're going to say it a number of times throughout this meeting, but since we have everybody here, on September 29th at 6:30 in the T3 building, we're going to have our State of the Facilities. There's an opportunity for the community to come together and give us their feedback on what they feel is a priority and what we need to focus on moving forward. We're going to gather all that information along with the information from our strategic plan, feedback from the community, as well as our comprehensive audit and administration, students, staff, and parents. So as you can see, there's a lot of work still to be done. That's why this is another frame in our strategic plan. Now I got it. Oh, that was great. Before we close out our strategic plan presentation, as you can see posted up on the screens are our district goals. They're directly aligned to the work that's embedded in the strategic plan. Our first goal is curriculum instruction. We've been talking about this at length over the past 2 years. We're entering our third year specific to our tiers of intervention. Across the district, K through 12, I'm happy to report there's a commitment at all levels, all departments, to ensure that our students are getting supported at the proficiency level in which they are at. So that's something that we will continue to work on. We'll continue to dive into the data specific to the student and individualize our plans accordingly. Our second goal is finance and facilities. I just covered that in our last slide. Those are going to be our 2 goals that we are going to focus on across this year. Each school, each department will be utilizing that as their foundation for their goals for this year. A picture of our strategic plan. The next slide is, as we have done in the past, which I felt was extremely helpful for our community, and our focus on transparency is that we will have a tab up for our 2025 to 2030 strategic plan. As we have done in the past, we'll be reporting to the board throughout the years, explaining the work that's been done thus far. We'll be updating that on the district homepage. That can be utilized by all of our community members who are interested in knowing the work that's been done. Any questions?
When looking at the 2 different strategic plans, what do you think are some of the biggest differences that we're doing in this strategic plan that we may not have touched on as much in the previous strategic plan?
Along the lines of the frames or along the lines of the actual tasks that are going to be
Yeah,
accomplished.
just the tasks that are trying to be accomplished.
You know, it's funny you asked that, Mr. Hughes. It's something that we talked about as a collective group, just like we did going into the 2020 to 2025 strategic plan. We had a framework of what we wanted this district to look like by 2025. And individually, each year, we started to really focus our attention on how are we going to get there. So I can't tell you all the different accomplishments that we're going to have by the end of 2030, but what I can tell you is the specific goals that we have here, there's a lot of work that was done in the first strategic plan that still needs to be continued. And also the work when you're talking about elevating from whether it's instruction, whether it's community connections, whether it's facilities or wings of wellness, all of those things, there was a lot that was accomplished in the first, but there's still a lot to be done. So it's really a continuation as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can I just say one thing? I've said this before, but when this board was hiring Mike, we looked at a whole bunch of candidates and we looked at the districts those candidates were coming from. And in every one of those districts where those candidates were coming from, there were strategic plans. Strategic plan number 1. There was no district that had strategic plan number 2. And I think it's a great achievement for our district to be committed to the work and to understand that it has real value for all of our efforts, especially our staff and our administrative and leadership team. It really focuses our efforts, and sort of to your question, Chris, is we learned a boatload in the first one. And we learned some really important foundational items that we're going to be building on in strategic plan number 2 that I think everybody's really excited about continuing to pursue. But we have a very strong foundation to continue to pursue that. And again, just reflecting on the districts that have never done a strategic plan 2, they basically ended up, when their first strategic plan stopped, they went back to where they were. They might as well have never done it. This is work that really is the district is committed to, the leadership team is certainly committed to it, the board's committed to it. It has tremendous potential, as we've already seen in the areas of success we have had, but there's more to do. And we look forward to doing that work and advancing our student achievement along the way. So, and the other little things which struck me when Lisa was speaking is, you know, it sounds like a lot of this is for like our high achieving students. It's not. It's a plan for every single student, wherever you are on the learning journey. We have programs and interventions for every student. There is nobody who's not on our radar. And so we're lifting all boats with this tide. So it's really, I'm very proud that this group has done this, that the commitment is strong, and we'll continue to do it. So, thank you.
Very well said. Lots of work ahead, but we've seen that before. Okay, let's do Dr. Fair.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just want to take a moment, again, thank you very much to the administrative team. Thank you for coming to support it. We know you all have families and you have other things to do. You're more than welcome, like the students, to stay, but you don't have to, so please feel free, you can leave.
Okay, it's not a test.
Attendance will be taken.
He's writing it down.
All right, Dr. Fair.
So we're going to, Dr. Torra and I will be sharing some of these slides. Dr. Torra already invited everyone to the State of Our Facilities meeting, which will take place on Monday the 29th at 6:30 p.m. in our Thunderbird think tank.
The next slide talks about our opening day. This is something that we truly enjoy each and every year. It's an opportunity for our entire staff to come together. And as you can see up there, we want to have a big thank you to a number of different groups. We had a number of local restaurants and businesses donate for this special day, for our opening day, not only convocation, but barbecue. We also want to thank Mr. Bittner and the marching band, as well as the color guard. Every year they put on such a wonderful performance, and it's something that the teachers call for. And actually, a little side note, there was one year, about 4 years back, that the band didn't come, and there was a lot of feedback that was given following that specific open convocation. We also want to thank 4 students, Avril Crow, Jean Chung, Cole Baruta, and Brandon Sklar. They were nice enough to come and speak to all 500 staff members. And what they spoke about was different staff members across the district that have impacted them. And it was just beautiful to see how there was such a great cross-section of every single school contributed to who they've become and how they supported them along the way. So thank you so much for everyone involved. From the central office staff here, our administrative staff here, administrative assistants, I'm sorry, here, and as well as the students and staff across the district. Thank you so much.
And those local organizations and restaurants that Dr. Toro has referenced, they are listed on agenda item 18P. So again, thank you to everyone who donated gift cards or food for the occasion. Our staff truly appreciated it.
The next one, we don't have a slide for, but I want to draw your attention to agenda item 18O, donation of time and money. We extend our sincere thanks to Mr. James Barron of Betsy Ross School, he's a parent, for generously donating both his time and materials to repaint the United States map on the Betsy Ross playground blacktop. His contributions included not only the monetary to refresh the features that the students will enjoy, but also his time as well. We thank him greatly for all the things that he's doing to make Betsy Ross special. This is connected to bring it back, Mr. Gallo, to our community connections, as well as our instructional frame of our strategic plan. As you can see, and I don't expect anyone to be able to read the detail. We will send this out via email, so please don't strain your eyes. This is our Parent Academy list for the year. If you remember correctly, we started Parent Academy back when I was director of curriculum. And at that time, we had maybe 5 events for the year. I just want to thank Ms. Kraft for taking a look at what we are providing to the district, working with other administrators across the district, and getting a great combination of both academic, SEL, and a number of other things, college-ready focus topics. And like I said, this was going to be sent out to you. I believe the first Parent Academy is September 30th. But again, we'll send this out after this meeting. Is that right?
Yeah, you're good. So you'll see here, this is the flyer that has been shared with our families as well as our students over at the high school. We've been talking a lot about dual enrollment opportunities for all types of students, for those students to get a head start on their higher education journey. We are ever increasing our dual enrollment offerings at the high school, which we're really proud of. And I know that we've been talking a lot about not only the making the dual enrollment program that much more robust, but also branding it and communicating it. So kudos to the high school for really making it happen. We had a student, Cole Baruta, he is a senior. He was featured in Bergen Magazine amongst representatives from 11 other high schools around the county for their section, Students Get Real. All 12 seniors share their perspectives regarding a range of topics, everything from use of AI to their experiences in school, along with their insights on what the future could look like. So if you see, Cole is right here. There's Cole. So, congrats to him and representing Mahwah High School. Just yesterday, in conjunction with the American Heart Association, the New York Giants Play 60 team spent time with our JK 5th grade students. Their energy, enthusiasm, and commitment to wellness made a lasting impact. So we thank them for being role models for our students. The Play 60 program encourages 60 minutes of active play each day. And players met students and participated alongside students in a range of fun activities. A shout out to Dina Skadiri. She is in that picture with some of our staff and some of the players for doing a lot of the organization behind the scenes. recent graduate, Carrie Prunk. We actually highlighted her at a previous board meeting about her work towards her Gold Award for the Girl Scouts, and she's recently been awarded the Gold Award for her Serenity Steps at Mahwah High School. So if you remember, Carrie created a mindful labyrinth at Mahwah High School as a space for her peers to engage in reflection and meditation, encouraging them to take a break from their daily pressures and connect with their thoughts in a peaceful setting. She's also included a QR code in the room, which includes mental health resources such as quotes, calming music, and guided breath exercises. So I thought that would be a nice update for our board for one of our great graduates. And lastly, you'll see agenda item 19E. We are recommending for appointment Catherine Hiramoto as business administrator. Catherine, if you could wave for us. There she is. So let me just introduce her formally to the board. Following interviews with several qualified candidates, we are pleased to share that we are recommending Ms. Catherine Hiramoto to the board this evening. Through the interview process, Ms. Hiramoto distinguished herself through her measured leadership and extensive knowledge of business office operations, which spans experience as a district accountant, accounts payable specialist, payroll supervisor, assistant business administrator, most recently acting BA for Fort Lee Public Schools. In her interview, she demonstrated both a deep technical understanding and a strategic approach to organizational management, highlighting the standard operating procedures and streamlined processes she has successfully implemented to create efficiency and accountability within her current business office. So we recommend her wholeheartedly. And that is my report this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Lamb.
Thank you. A couple of updates, all related to grant funding. Item 18GI, this evening's agenda. The bad news is Betsy Ross needs a partial boiler replacement for 2 boilers, which unexpectedly failed. They were past their useful life, but we could not get through another school year with them when it was time to do annual maintenance. Good news is the $149,000 will be funded from a grant from the New Jersey School Development Authority Emergent and Capital Needs Grants. The total grant is almost $200,000, so even after this project, Mr. Romero will be very happy that there's still $50,000 left over for other projects. And then regarding grant funding, entitlement grants, we spend most of our IDEA money, all of our IDEA money on out-of-district tuition, and by earmarking the funds towards summer extended school year and the September payments, we already have spent about 70% of that. And the way the grant funding is, the sooner you spend the money, the sooner you get the reimbursement from the state, so that will help our cash flow. And Title I, as we've done in most years, we've spent the bulk of our money on our summer booster programs. So we've already spent about 95% of the Title I money. So we're spending the grant money, we'll get reimbursed sooner, and that'll help the cash flow. And then lastly, the ROD grants that were approved, the Joyce Kilmer HVAC project is all but completed, just a few punch list items. So we're working on the application to be reimbursed for the state for that grant. And the high school cafeteria roof, although the project is also mostly finished with the exception of a few items, we're just waiting for more invoices from the vendors so that we can pay them, so that we can then turn around and get the grant money as well. So we are taking advantage of funds from the state, and we're making sure we get reimbursed for it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Dr. Murthy did not leave me a president's report, so we'll jump right into board committee reports. Mr. Gallo.
Just briefly, on September 9th, Land Associates submitted a grant application package to the state so that we can get a better sense of what our capital cost reimbursement rebate may be from the state, with a list of projects we have submitted to the state for consideration under the referendum. that'll take a couple months to find out.
If we're lucky.
Yeah, if we're lucky. So, fingers crossed.
Anyone else? All right, board member remarks, additional.
I got one. I'd just like to say hello. It's good to be back in the chair. I just want to say thank you very much for all your support and love this summer. Well, over the past 9 months, but especially this summer. It was one for the ages. Glad to be back. And thanks for Brett for stepping in on my committee assignments, but you're good now.
And we're going back to regular order.
Yes. But thank you very much, everyone. It really meant a lot to me and my family for all the support. So, but everything looks good, so fingers crossed. Thank you.
Any comment on Mahwah Day?
It is on Saturday, the greatest day of the year.
No worries.
I will be there. I hope to see you all there.
Absolutely. All right, may I have a motion on 17A minutes from the last meeting? Mr. Copeland, second by Mr. Gallo. Roll call.
Mr. Copeland?
Yes.
Ms. Debonero?
Yes.
Mr. Denise?
Yes.
Mr. Gallo?
Yes.
Mr. Hughes?
Yes.
Mr. Kazmarsky?
Abstain.
Mr. De Silva?
Abstain. And new business, may I have a motion for 18A through P? Mr. Kazmarsky, second by Mr. Hughes. We have a roll call, please.
Mr. Copeland?
Yes, and thank you to all those that made donations.
Ms. Debonero?
Yes.
Mr. Denise?
Yes.
Mr. Gallo?
Yes.
Mr. Hughes?
Yes.
Mr. Kazmarsky?
Yes, but I'm recusing myself on 18A check number 120857 and 121102. But I do thank the board for paying the water.
Mr. De Silva?
Yes. And next, I'll entertain a motion on 19A through Y. Mr. Copeland, second by Mr. Hughes. Roll call, please, Mr. Lamb.
Mr. Copeland?
Yes, and thank you to all the parent volunteers. We saw the list. Thank God. It's awesome to see. So thank you.
Ms. Debonero?
Yes.
Mr. Denise?
Yes.
Mr. Gallo?
Yes, and we look forward to seeing Catherine Normoto at our October meeting.
Mr. Hughes?
Yes.
Mr. Kazmarsky?
Yes, and just real quick on 18F, I was not here when the vote was previously done with regards to the expansion of the school security officers program. I'm very happy to see that in place. But with that, I'm also very happy to see Stacy Conley coming aboard. She's a great officer in the Mahwah PD for many years. It'd be a great asset to Lemke Meadows, the greatest elementary school in Mahwah.
Besides Betsy
Besides GW.
I was waiting.
I was waiting for one of us. Normally me, so thank you for it.
And Mr. De Silva?
Yes, and let me be the first to congratulate Ms. Hiramoto.
Yeah, welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard. All right, public comments or questions. Public participation in board meetings is in accordance with bylaw 0167. At this time, members of the public may ask questions or make a comment on educational issues or school matters of community interest. As a matter of fairness, you're asked to limit your questions to no more than one, and your remarks to no longer than 3 minutes. If you're here representing the group, please identify the name of the group and your position in the group. If you're here as an individual, please give us your name and address. This section of public participation will be limited to 15 minutes. May I have a motion to open to the public? Mr. Hughes, second by Mr. Copeland. We are open at 7:49.
Hi, I'm Roya Salafian. My kid's in Lenape. Just a quick question in regards to, welcome. I think I sent you an email welcoming you.
Thank you.
I was just curious, I'm fascinated by the new rollout of this way of educating up in the academic curriculum center, which is great for all levels. How is the AI incorporated into the program? I'm curious. And like, is it K through 12? Is it everyday kind of a thing? And how does a teacher work through that? As well as you guys mentioning it's going to be, the education curriculum is within each level? Is it a daily thing throughout the day? Like, how does that work?
It's a great
Aside
question.
from my ready, aside from my
Yeah,
ready.
no,
Or ready
that-
path, but math ready.
No, that's a great question. As we all know, AI is relatively new, especially to the educational world.
Yeah.
And there are a number of different opinions specific to AI, their pros and their cons. So I think the first thing, like we have with any other program or resource, the first thing we need to do is understand the scope of what it can do with education, and then we have to educate our teachers on how to use it so they can in turn educate the students. So specific to AI, that's going to be a multi-year rollout. This year, what we need to do from the administrative level is really engage in professional development to understand what the capabilities of AI in a positive way can have on education. So you won't see a lot of things in the classroom just yet, but when we do start to roll it out into the classroom, it's really important that our community understands how we're using it, when we're using it, and at what levels we are using it. So I can assure you that once we get all the information and understand where it can maximize the instructional experience for our students, we will then turn out to the community and explain that to them.
Okay, but I was also, lead to the other part was that she was mentioning how there's instructional difference where every kid's learning at a different level.
Oh.
Their level,
Yeah.
aside from the AI, she said there's two parts to that one sentence, I was just curious.
At that point, she was talking about our iReady platform and Link It platform, as well as our tier levels of support. So in previous meetings, we've talked about how each of the teachers, obviously you have, let's say, 20 students in your classroom. As we all know, you have different levels in your classroom.
Right.
You have students who need foundational support, students who are at grade level, and students who far exceed grade level expectations. And it's really important for us to understand where their levels are at specific to the skills. It's not just, well, they're an A student. That doesn't mean that they're strong in all of the skills. So we need to make sure that we're very attentive to their ability level depending on the skills that we're teaching and really expand upon them, whether it's at the foundational level or in the enrichment level. So from K through 12, all of our teachers have received professional development. Now they have actionable data as opposed to that one piece of data from the test in the spring. We have data through the iReady platform that gives a very diagnostic breakdown of each of our students.
Right, which has been happening, which is great for the past 2 years, but I'm just curious, how is it being enrolled within the classrooms on a daily basis, not just the 90 minutes a week of math and language arts? Like, you know, like, I'll give an example, okay? So in the classroom last year, my kid's now in third grade, but you know, he was bringing in the work and I would see the work, but there wasn't a lot of daily things that were happening that were at his level. And so it was to the point where he was just using the ready math because he was the pilot class.
Mm-hmm.
But there wasn't anything else aside from that was challenging him during the day. And so I was just curious to know, like, how do you guys plan on approaching that? Not just for me, but kids that are behind, or because the kids that are on par, they're being attended to in the class. But how will that roll out when the kids like here and you have a kid from here? Like, how are each of them really being served within the class, not being pulled out?
Understood. As I shared, not only it starts with understanding what their levels are.
Mm-hmm.
The second piece is small group instruction. So if you do whole group, you're missing a large population of your students. So those small group instruction is not solely focused on the kids who need foundational support. It's also for students who are at a higher level. But let's not speak about just your student,
Right.
as you
In
stated.
general.
As you stated, students who are above, and you've referenced elementary school. Students who are above, we're very fortunate because we have our gifted coordinator who works primarily at the Ridge. And as you know, she also goes to each of the schools for a number of different reasons. Number one is the universal screener of identifying where our students are and if we have early gifted identification. But also she works with the teachers on creating programs and experiences for our students throughout the K3 schools. Once they get to 4th and 5th, we have 2 different options for them. We have advanced math, and we also have our gifted program.
Right, okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
There are parent academies coming up on the topics you're asking about, so.
Yeah, it's just more about a curriculum on a daily basis, but thank you.
Okay.
I have a quick question. You're both mentioning iReady, and I'm new to Mahwah, so this is a completely new program for me.
If we could just have you come up to the microphone, because we.
I'm not planning on asking anybody. So I'm new to Mahwah, and I've never heard of iReady before, but I'm getting used to hearing it. Do the parents get the results? Okay.
First of all, welcome. Second of all, yes, the parents do get the results. So I know that you've heard about it, so let me just give you a broad overview of iReady. iReady is a diagnostic assessment for all of our students, K through 8, and some in high school as well. But K through 8, ELA, and math. And what it allows us to do, the students take the assessment, and the assessment adapts to whatever proficiency level. So let's say you and I are taking the assessment together. We start off, you get all the questions, you get the first 4 or 5 questions correct. I don't, I get the first 5 questions wrong. It gears either up or down depending on the proficiency level, and by the end of the test, it gives a very comprehensive breakdown of what your proficiency level is compared to what my proficiency level is, and then the teachers use that to plan accordingly. Along the lines of the parent reports, last year, I think it was last year. Last year was the first year in which we shared the parent reports with the community. And obviously with that comes a lot of questions, so we wanted to make sure that the teachers were well versed in what the parent report contained, and then also what action the teachers are going to take specific to the students. So what you're going to be getting probably in October, please don't hold me to that. They're doing the diagnostic assessments over the next couple of weeks, and after they're complete, we'll be able to have access to the parent reports, and then we're going to mail them to you.
Is this in conjunction with the parent-teacher conference too?
Oftentimes it lines up that the elementary, I believe that's what they did last year, they lined up with the elementary teachers actually handed the parent report to the parent, and they were able to talk through it during the parent-teacher conference.
Okay, all right, thank you.
No problem.
Anyone else? Seeing no one, I'll entertain a motion to close. Mr. Kozmarsky, second by Mr. Copeland. We're closed at 7:57. Do we need to? We do not. Fantastic. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
How about that?
Mr. Kozmarsky, second by Mr. Gallo. We are adjourned at 7:57. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. Thank you, board.